Come in.
Hey, pal. This where the party is?
Hey! All right.
Hey.
Good to see you. Welcome home.
Thank you. It's good to be home.
Good. You're looking good. I guess Europe agrees with you.
Oh, well, as soon as I started figuring things out, I started feeling like a new man.
All right. Figuring what things out, if you don't mind me asking.
I don't mind you asking. A new direction of my life. A future.
A new direction in your life.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Glad.
Well, if I didn't know you, I'd say you're high on something.
Oh, you're right. I am high. I'm on the greatest high of my life. I am in love.
Am I in your way?
Oh, don't mind me, just go on reading.
I'd have to be dead to ignore you. Who the hell is that? Are you expecting someone?
I didn't invite anybody.
I'll go see who it is. Don't do anything until I get back. Right.
I'm sorry to show up like this.
Come in, please. What's the matter? Is something wrong?
No. I just need a place to crash.
Come on, Cruz. You and I both know that Reese is the most wonderful man in the world, but when he gets something in his head, his imagination starts to run wild. And the worst part is that his insecurities are catching him. Pretty soon, everybody around him is wondering if there might be something to it, no matter how far-fetched it is. I mean, and now this B J business, that's crazy. It's crazy. We made the move here. The family is finally together again, and we're doing really well. And I could have predicted that Reese would start obsessing over something, and the fact that you got drawn into it.
So, Joe, what you're trying to say is that it's not true, right? BJ is not my child.
You don't even know for sure that's where he went.
Yeah, I do. Because it's carved in stone.
What does that mean?
That clubhouse I was telling you about. We built that clubhouse. It was eventually destroyed by a storm. But before we did that, we carved our names in this big rock for posterity. It's still there.
Reese. In all these years, you've been worrying that maybe Jody and Cruz found themselves there alone one night. Maybe they slept together. And look at you, you're still tortured. You're still tortured tonight, thinking that maybe they're picking up where they left off all those years ago. When are you gonna get it? When is it gonna start being clear to you what is so perfectly clear to everybody else, that Jody loves you? If you don't watch your step, you're gonna really destroy the most precious thing you have in your life.
I know, I've told myself that 1,000 times.
Well, when are you gonna start listening?
Is it really all in my head, Kel? I've seen the way you look at those two and wonder.
It's not so. Look, I will go with you, okay? I'll go, to prove to you that they're not gonna be doing something on the beach, all right? Maybe we can put this madness to rest once and for all.
Let's hit it, come on.
Fine.
We made love once. Right here in this place.
I know. Once is all it takes. Is there some question about this? Maybe you're not sure?
Who BJ's father is? No, I am sure. And did the suspicion ever cross your mind if Reese hadn't brought it up?
No, it didn't. Which is maybe a little odd when you think about it. But I didn't allow myself to have such thoughts ever since I accepted the idea that you and I were not going to end up together.
like I'd always thought we would from the time I was 6.
I always thought we would, too.
So did Reese. Once you finally figured out that he was the one you loved, that guy walked around with a look of utter shock on his face for 2 months.
I always thought it was happiness.
Maybe it was a little of that, too. It wasn't easy for me to feel happy for the two of you, I'll tell you. I just loved you both so damn much. I didn't really have any choice. Plus, we were opening the new chapter of our lives, you know, gonna graduate and get into the real world. Things did get kind of complicated all of a sudden. You and Reese weren't getting along for some reason, and then that one night, you and I just... Well, it was Timmy Hughes, wasn't it? That was the night we found out about him. And it was sort of like the whole world came apart.
I don't know how we could have ever thought it was ever really together. With Tim and all of our other friends that were over there in Vietnam.
Yeah, it was an unreal time.
And the fact of his death was terrible enough, but the way he died, friendly fire on the very day that he was shipping out to come home, was unbearable. It still is.
But somehow it wasn't enough to cry about him that night. We just needed to comfort each other, I guess.
Maybe what we did wasn't right. All I know is that I needed someone that night, someone that I could cling to, someone I loved, that I could feel close as humanly possible.
We both did.
But then a few days later, you left town. And I never knew why. Until you told me not long ago that the reason why you left was because you thought it would make it easier for Reese and me to get together.
Yeah, I knew that's what you wanted.
Yes.
The plan, if you recall, was that you were not going to get married till after you'd finished the academy. So meanwhile, I come back a couple months later, and the two of you are not only man and wife, but you're on the way to Florida. I mean, that put me on the floor. I had always just assumed that you would be around forever. And later that same year, B Jay was born. You know, if I were a cynical guy, I'd think that maybe since you decided to keep the truth from Reese about our making love, maybe it's possible you decided to keep the truth from Reese about who B J's real daddy is.
You see, the woman I'm in love with is a woman I've known for many years and one I've made many mistakes with.
Mom?
I want her back, son. We belong together. Say something.
Well, it's pretty much the way you felt all along, but you've never been able to work things out.
I think we can now.
Have you spoken with her?
No, not yet. But I sent her some flowers. Her favorite kind of open up a new round of negotiations. I didn't even send the note. I'm sure she knew who it was from.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she will. You know, she's still seeing Ken.
Ken? Physical trainer?
Yeah, the physical trainer. At least you didn't say he was a stud or something this time.
Oh, hey. I was jealous of him. I still am. Matter of fact, I can't see her with any other man. I'm jealous of anybody she's ever with. But the more I think about it, the more I realize it's just a filler, an interlude. Don't have any future together.
I don't think they would agree with you on that.
Are you telling me that Sophia is genuinely serious about this guy?
Well, I have no idea what their plans are, but yeah, Mom, she's... Look, I don't want to ruin your high.
You're saying that she's happy right now? That's all right. She's allowed to be happy right now. Actually, flings can be exhilarating. But your mother and I have more than just an exhilarating fling. We have something a lot deeper than that. There's no comparison.
Go see her.
I plan to do just that. I got us something in Paris that's going to open up the floodgates of a lot of memories and a lot of feelings.
Yeah, I hope it works.
Oh, but that's too. I'll tell you something. I know she loves me. All I gotta do is remind her of that. I'll let you know what happens. Good night, son.
I thought that things were all right at home, that you and your mother were getting along.
We are. This isn't about her. Look, I don't want to take up a lot of your time. I just thought maybe I could borrow the key to the newspaper office and I could stay in the back room until the morning.
Well, normally that wouldn't be a problem, but one of the employees is getting a divorce and they're staying there right now.
Oh. Well, that's okay. I can find someplace else to stay. Thanks.
Hey, wait a minute. You didn't come here for a key. Something's bothering you. You want to talk about it?
Last thing I want to do right now is talk.
Well, then you would have gone to your storm drain as opposed to coming here.
I can still do that. Look, if I thought I was going to be getting the 3rd degree when I came here, I wouldn't have come, okay?
I thought that you trusted me.
And I thought you respected me enough not to push.
All right. No more questions.
Warren, what's taking you so long? Is there somebody here? Oh. I should have guessed.
Why don't you go upstairs, and I'll be up as soon as I can, okay?
I'm sure you'll understand if I don't hold my breath.
Great, now Angela's mad at you. Really selfish of me to come here in the first place.
I'd say brave, considering the reception you probably thought you might get. As I recall, we were having a discussion at that little diner out in the desert. We didn't quite finish. Now I'm just wondering, am I the problem here? Because if I am, it's going to be a lot harder being part of the solution.
Warren, if you were the problem, do you think I would have come here?
I don't know. You tell me.
I feel awful. Having you think that I lied to you.
Hey, I'm not accusing you, okay?
No,
I'm just asking.
I feel like I'm being hounded by you and Reese. And no matter what I say, you're gonna believe what you want to.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm making you feel like you're being hounded.
Then can we just, like, leave it at that, please? And just let things go back to the way they were?
You think Reese will be able to?
I don't know. I mean, and if he doesn't, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I can't stand any more of this. Just tell me something. I mean, would it make any difference anyhow? I mean, if B Jay weren't Reese's and she were yours, would that really change anything?
Yeah. It would change just about everything.
Who is it?
Cece. Forgive me for showing up this hour, but I'm still on Paris time and it's morning there, so bonjour, mademoiselle.
Oh, bonjour, monsieur. I thought you went to London.
Well, couldn't resist a side trip. You look as lovely and as fresh as the morning. How have you been?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you? I mean, how was your trip?
My trip? A learning experience. Sweets to the sweet.
These are truffles from Fouchon. How could you do this to me?
What? I thought you loved them.
Love them. Lust is more like it. There's my diet. That's
Give
it.
them back to me. I'll eat them.
Get your hands off these. Oh, look at
Do the sweeter things in life.
Oh. You sent the flowers, too. We thought you did.
Is that a French word? We? Are we talking about two people?
They are so beautiful. Thank you very much. Did you run into any of our old friends?
Some. Jean-Denis and Claudette send their love.
Oh.
And Victor Boulanger asked if you are still as beautiful as ever, and I assured him that you were.
Did you get to go to Brasserie Flo for the croissant?
I had to make that pilgrimage. You know, the place hasn't changed one iota since you and I were there together. Do you remember that jewelry store we used to go to on the Quai Voltaire, the left bank?
Cashmere's, of course. You went there as well?
Couldn't resist.
Okay. Flowers, candy. It's pushing it, but this.
Aren't you at least curious? Hmm?
I'll take a peek. It's unbelievable. It really is.
As soon as I saw it, I felt it was perfect for you, so I had to get it.
I can't accept it.
Sophia, if you would run your fingers around the edge of that pin, you will find there are no strings attached. I bought it because I thought you'd like it.
I do.
Then keep it and let's not hear any more about it.
It's you just don't understand. It's not that simple.
You don't understand. You see, when I was in Paris, all I could do was think about you. It was all I could do to keep myself from calling you and asking you to catch a plane over and join me.
Cece, I don't want you to go on. You're gonna have to stop right now.
I tell you what, why don't you just hear me out and then do what your heart tells you to do?
No.
I love you. I always have, and I always will. And I'm very sure about that now.
Okay, that's enough.
I want you back.
That's enough. Stop.
Why?
Because it's really beginning to bug me. That's why. Sophia won't be needing this.
Since when are you making decisions around here?
Since Sophia and I started living together. At least certain decisions.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. It's very hard to tell you something like that.
Of course it is hard. I should have known, but I'm sorry. Really, it was incredibly presumptuous of me to barge in on you this way. I apologize to both of you. It won't happen again. Yeah. Oh, do what you want with it. Please, I mean, I don't have anybody else to give it to. Good night.
He's trying to get his way even as he gracefully withdraws from the playing field. Tell you what, if you don't mind, I'll put this in a safe place until you can forget where it came from.
No, go ahead. I was going to do exactly the same thing.
Well, good.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
I'm a little dazed.
Dazed? Well, should I be worried?
No.
Oh.
I feel sorry for him.
Well, that's exactly what he wants. He is a master of manipulation.
He hasn't been getting his way lately, at least not with the women in his life.
It's karma. It's obvious he doesn't intend to give up.
You know what I feel like?
What?
Besides that, I feel like a drink, a cold drink. I'm gonna get some ice, okay? Do you want one?
Well, for starters. Hurry back.
Angela's upstairs, growing angrier by the minute.
I know I promised you that I wouldn't butt in, but you remind me so much of myself, it's frightening. I mean, when I was your age.
I have a feeling you're not going to be giving me a compliment.
There was a part of my life that I kept hidden for a long time, BJ. Because I was very ashamed and angry. And I didn't want anybody to have anything to do with it or help me. And every time anybody tried to help me, I hated them for trying. You see, I have a gambling problem. Not to say that this has anything to do with you or you have any problem like that. It's just that when I finally faced it and I admitted it, all of the problems that I had and all of the troubles that I created didn't mean anything. And they went away. Am I sounding like one of those 12-step programs? Well, you see, kid, your problem is not addiction. Your problem is isolation. It's very easy, BJ, to feel isolated, to feel that you can't trust anyone, or that you can't talk to anyone, or no one cares, or no one understands. Am I ringing any bells?
Don't. I'm sorry. I'm just not like the rest of my family.
I never thought you were.
No, I mean, I'm not demonstrative and outgoing. I live on a different planet.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think for the most part, everybody feels that way from time to time. I know I do. It hurts me to see that you're hurt. Just tell me, what can I do? How can I help?
You can let me stay on the sofa tonight.
No, I won't do it. This is my home. Hell. Let him stay down there all night if he wants to. Maybe I'll get dressed and go to a bar. Better yet. Hi.
Angela?
I'm so glad you're there. Are you alone?
Yes. What's up?
I was just gonna ask you the same question.
Well, I was just lying here reading, listening to some music and relaxing. What about you?
Well, I'm feeling kind of lonely. I wish I had someone with me right now.
Yeah, I bet you do. So how's Warren doing?
Oh, he's tending to his pet charity. I was trying to get some sleep, but I found myself daydreaming. Right now, I was thinking about the small of your back.
You were thinking about the small of my back.
Yeah, I know you don't get a chance to see it often, but believe me, it's terrific.
Why are you doing this to me, Angela? We had a deal, didn't we? Huh?
There's miles between us, Ted. There's no danger as long as we're on the phone.
Yeah, well, there's always a danger when you're involved, Angela.
You bring it out in me.
Yeah. Okay, look, now don't be offended, okay? But I'm gonna hang up the phone now.
Well, don't be offended. But no, you're not.
Yeah, let's think about that for a minute. What that would be like to suddenly find out that you had a child you didn't know about, a grown daughter that was yours. I mean, that might tend to blow a person's mind. And especially in this situation, that this beautiful young woman that I've known about since she was born but just met is not only my flesh and blood, but yours. I mean, you know, that might be a little difficult to digest all of a sudden. That might sort of tend to flip things upside down. We might feel a little pressure to keep that a secret, just to protect her, to protect Reese. And I don't think I could do it. How? Can you imagine trying to keep that a secret from her, looking at her? I think people would read that in my eyes. And then the whole world would be changed. And there's a damn good chance that you and I both would lose Reese and B J too.
Well, that's not gonna happen because she's not yours. She was conceived by Reese and me. I know the exact moment it happened.
Huh. Except that Reese somehow, he doesn't have a
Look,
memory.
I already told you that when my husband gets something in his head, it becomes fact. Even if there isn't any basis for it. And I can tell you something, that very soon he's going to realize the mistake he made, and he's going to be very ashamed and very apologetic.
So you're telling me that BJ is not my child? That's the truth.
I am telling you, Cruz, I swear to you that I'm telling you the truth. I'm just sorry you had to go through this. It's not fair.
Well, I don't think it's fair that you had to go through it either. I don't want you to feel like you have to defend yourself with me, you know, Joe?
Well, I don't care. As long as you believe me.
I do.
Do you remember the night that we carved our names in this rock?
Yeah.
Tim, he wanted to come with us to carve his name too. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we wouldn't let him.
Well, no, you and I wouldn't let him. Reese was willing. But we said, no, it was our club. The three of us built it, and the three of us should be the ones to have our names on the rock. God, we were such snobs. I can't tell you how many times I think about that stupid incident. And how much if I could just have that moment back. I would tell Timmy, yes, you can carve your name in this rock. You can carve it right here. Because that's your spot forever. I think he ever forgave us.
Yeah. That dude didn't know the meaning of holding a grudge.
Yeah, well, you couldn't say the same for me. I'm still holding one the size of Texas for whatever idiot it was who said we had to fight that obscene war. My God, Cruz, he was Sawyer's age. I don't know how his mother and father could go on living. I don't. I mean, if anything happened to Sawyer, I don't think I could.
Hey. Nothing is going to happen to Sawyer, right?
You know, the night we found out about Timmy, we made a vow that we wouldn't waste 1 minute of our lives, that we would live each day as if it were our last. I've been trying to keep that vow.
Me too. It's not easy.
I just want everybody that I love to be happy. I mean, I know that's asking a lot. But nobody is going to stop me from reaching for the moon, even if there's no chance of getting it.
Ted, are you still there? Ted?
Oh, I'm still here.
That's nice.
Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. You know that, don't you?
Of course.
Okay. All right, good. Now that we've got that settled, what are you wearing?
Nothing.
Now, you see, Angela, you weren't supposed to say that. Why do you have to do this to me? What do you do?
Ask.
You didn't have to say anything.
What are you wearing?
Nothing.
What a wonderful coincidence.
Yeah?
I have a fantasy. You want to hear about it?
Yes.
I would love to take a midnight horseback ride. With you, of course. Dressed exactly the way we are right now.
Well, that'd give new meaning to the term bareback now, wouldn't it? Hmm? Sure we can pull it off in this town?
Well, as long as we don't leave our rooms. You can do anything you want in a fantasy.
Oh. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm in on this. All right, this is one horse or two?
Two. This time.
This time. Okay, and what does your horse look like?
Mine's a ginger-colored stallion. A beautiful animal. Big. At least 16 hands high.
Well, mine's a mare. And, my mare is blonde and white. High-spirited, high-strung, and not easy to control.
We're galloping along the ocean's edge. Easy at first, and then faster and faster.
Faster, okay. Don't fall off. Don't fall off.
I won't. My hands are wrapped around his neck. I'm gripping him with my knees.
I know, and I can see that, and I cannot tell where he starts and you leave off.
I can't either.
Yeah, and the wind. Doesn't the wind feel great against your body?
Oh, I feel so free.
What do you want?
She's living with a guy.
Don't you think it's a good idea to knock before you enter somebody's room?
I'm beside myself. She's actually shacking up with that.
There you go. You want something else to wear? I got boxers, pajamas.
No, I'm fine in what I have. I'm way too tired to go out in my car and get my bag.
All right, well, climb in.
Thanks.
Yep. Sure you'll be able to sleep?
I don't know.
Would you like me to read to you? May help you take your mind off some things.
What's the book?
Well, it's a little Eudora Welty. I started reading her a couple years ago. I kind of like her.
Yeah, I've heard of her. Sure, I'd like that.
I do have one favorite, if I can find it.
Hi there.
Hey, hi yourself.
You got a kiss for your old man?
Always. Where are the kids?
Well, Sawyer's with Aurora.
How's she doing?
I think it's gonna take a little time for her to get over the death of her grandmother.
You know, I don't know how she turned out as sweet and as sane as she is. Living with someone who lied to her constantly
And was loony as they come. Yeah. Well, at least she's got her father now.
And Sawyer, her knight in shining armor. BJ out too? I mean, the kids never seem to be home these days.
Well, it's summer, babe. You remember what it was like to be young in the summer?
Vaguely. Where's Frank?
Oh, he's out getting a beer.
Well, I'm starving. I haven't had anything to eat since lunch.
So, where have you been?
After I left the gravesite, I just took a long drive by myself.
Where'd you go?
Up the mountain, and then I just kind of sat in the car and looked out at the city below. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I'll bet. I'm sorry I wasn't there to share it with you.
Well, I needed to clear my head. A lot's been going on.
Yeah. So did you, clear your head, I mean?
Yes. Yes, I did.
So just how many hours can the boy keep the girl waiting?
Why didn't you call me?
I was very preoccupied. Things were spinning slightly out of control this evening, and I just lost track of time. I'm sorry.
Do you want to tell me where you were?
I was at the beach. First with Reese and then with Jody. Sit down here. Sit down. I'll tell you, he flipped me out tonight. He made me crazy tonight.
Me too. I saw him earlier. I know Reese is very concerned about his marriage. Specifically about your relationship with Jody. He thinks that there's something more between you than friendship at one time, right? Is there any truth to that?
Well, whatever truth there might have been involved a couple of 18-year-olds. It was a lifetime ago.
I guess I got my answer.
Kel. Hey. It's the past.
Are you sure about that?
He tells you what he's afraid of? BJ is not my child. Jody told me she's not, and I believe her.
Well, I hope that Reese believes her too.